Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new series here on High Velocity TV as we get ready to start your pre-race show here for the North Star Racing Series here, a new series for the HVTV broadcasting network. Yeah, but it's going to be some familiar sights and some familiar faces. I would say it's kind of a rebrand from the Crown Jewel Racing League that we've covered here many times here, but now the North Star Racing League as we get ready to go green here for this preseason race here from Auto Club Speedway. Hello, everybody. My name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here from Auto Club Speedway. But just like that, we just have under, looks like 9 minutes left in practice, and we're going to go ahead and get your ticker up, and we'll show you some of the fastest drivers on track tonight from Auto Club Speedway. Boss man Corey Mott right now, currently fastest on track in this number 16 machine. We'll get into that once we get down into your starting lineup and once we get into the race there. But obviously that 16 machine right now, fastest on practice, Josh Stoles in the number 99, this Red Bull machine. Currently P2, Josh Stoles, one of your regulars here in the Crown Jewel series, in the North Star series now, my apologies. See him seeing their P2. Like he's going to take that car down pit road in that number 99 machine. Tyler Bellinger, a regular here in the P3. Andrew Jamelin in this number 87 WeatherTech machine. Andrew, very quick driver in his own right now. Then they're back there in P4. Zach Johnson, another regular here in the community, sitting there P5, and Jay Scrawl. That RGR machine back there in P6. Jay Scrawl, one of the many painters here in the iRacing community with DK Designs. See that RGR car on display tonight here at Auto Club. Continue to go down the list. Noah Nicholson in that 49 machine. Back there in P7. Yair Rodriguez back there in P8. Currently off the track. Joe Wright in the 37. Regular here in the North Star community. Back there in PA, and rounding out your top 10, Virgil Pearson. And that another 99, that Jockey Outdoors machine, Daniel Suarez car. We get ready to count down your practice here. Right now we have well over 25 cars in the field right now, so I love to see that. You know, obviously preseason race, and they also opened this up to the public, so the North Star community kind of rebrand and trying to get some more drivers in here. So obviously they do have the Cup Series that will run, I believe, on Mondays or Tuesdays, and then here on High Velocity TV we'll be covering the Truck Series on Wednesdays. They'll be going based off of the Real Life 2026 Craftsman Truck Series schedule, so I'm very excited to see what those trucks drivers can do here week in and week out, and I'm excited to be calling races here again with these guys. Obviously I've known Corey for a long time, and used to race here with these guys for a long time, back in the day, and obviously now we're up here calling races up in the booth and having a lot of fun doing it. So I can't wait to see what the North Star Truck Series is going to put on for your fans at home, and hopefully we can get more people that are going to be wanting to come out here and watch the racing there in the trucks. Obviously, the trucks got a big update. In this new season with the draft model and the way the aero works in those trucks, so I'm excited to see how those things run. Obviously, we've seen, at least personally, I've seen a little bit of the super speedway, and it's definitely changed a lot from the truck racing we've come to know. But I'm excited to see how they race at the short tracks, at the intermediates, at the road courses, all of that. We'll just have to see as we get ready to start your 2026 schedule and season. Obviously, probably be our last broadcast of the year. So happy holidays to everybody who celebrates it. We get ready to approach Christmas and New Year's, and we get ready to start a brand new season here and a brand new year here for High Velocity TV. So I hope everybody had a fantastic 2025. Obviously, I feel like the network has grown tremendously throughout the year. Picked up a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good partnerships and sponsorships and stuff with the network, and I feel like this network is growing tremendously. I feel like it's gotten a lot of people foot in the door including mine. Giving me some more opportunities to call races, not only and here for these leagues, but also in some other situations as well. Hopefully, we can take that into some real life opportunities here in 2026, maybe in the 2027. But um, super grateful for the year we've had here on High Velocity TV. We continue to see these drivers try to, make some lap times around here at Auto Club, or Fontana, as some people would call it. Fortunately, Auto Club is really this is really the only place we can race. This historic track now is obviously very well known that NASCAR sold off Auto Club or Fontana California Speedway. That some people gave NASCAR a price that they couldn't resist, and they fortunately sold the track. And fortunately, they were supposed to make it into a short track, and it seems like those plans have gone out the window. So unfortunate to see. Obviously, Auto Club, one of the more unique tracks on the NASCAR schedule. You think of the only other track that's kind of like this that luckily we still have is Michigan. You called Auto Club in Michigan kind of sister tracks. Um, and luckily we still have Michigan that we could still come to and race here and see lots of great racing here. Um, we continue to see some cars down pit road. We'll continue to try to look at some of you guys still on track. Looks like got Nate Lasco here in the 2 machine. Man, almost a full field tonight. It looks like we have about 30 plus cars here at Auto Club. So I can't wait to see how this goes. 100 laps here here in Southern California. So I'm excited. We've got so many names from so many communities. We got a lot of the North Star guys, but we also see some guys from different communities. We see like the Andrew Jamelins, the Yair Rodriguez, the Chase Crawls, the Carter Kingsley, who's out on track, and that got the 16 on that hood as well. Um, more commonly known, in our Night in America community. So I'm glad to see all walks of life kind of showing up here, and know, uh, showing up and showing out here, here for this preseason race. Hopefully, we can get some guys who are interested, maybe running in the Cup Series, running in the Truck Series. Obviously, I know a big problem with the Crown Jewel era of this community was, driver count was kind of an issue. So I'm hoping, they're getting a lot of drivers tonight. Hopefully, there's some drivers that they can pull here from this recruitment race and preseason race, if you want to call it that, and can get some good drivers here in both the Cup Series and the Truck Series. Man, I'd love to see this league be back on its feet, back into the action, how it used to be back in the you call it the good old days, right? So but just over a minute left in practice, and like so, Corey Mott, fastest man on the track with that 38.6. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a cheese lap, but we'll see Josh Stoll's back there. P2, Tyler Bellinger, P3. First car on track that's on the board. That's not Corey Mott, is Joe Gibbons. In this 8 machine. About 30 seconds and counting left in practice. I assume we're not going to see a lot of moving up and down on the practice charts. Looks like Corey Mott, the boss man, will take practice, and we'll go to get into qualifying here from Auto Club. But hello from everybody at home here in the HVTV studios. I appreciate everybody who coming on watching the broadcast tonight. Obviously kind of an unannounced broadcast, but Corey and the admin team asked me if I could come out and put on the show for you guys with this recruitment race, and we're here and try to do the best job we can. So I appreciate everybody coming out as we get ready to start your qualifying here from Auto Club. We went on drivers to switch over to qualifying, and we'll better grab one of your first guys to come out on track here. Josh Stoles, one of your first out on track. 99 machine. Grab this 99 machine. They scroll out on board with this RGR machine. And man, you know, with 30 plus cars, qualifying is going to mean a lot. Track position is going to be a lot. You know, with these connections, the dirty air and the griefing and everything. I mean, you need to qualify up front if you want to have a shot. Obviously, 100 laps is a long, long time to get up there, but still, I feel like you still want to be up here to have a good lap here. We get ready to look at Chase Crawls. He starts his first lap here in qualifying. Ooh, almost in an outside wall for the 88 machine, but he'll come down this backstretch to complete his first lap. But these next ones, I feel like first lap's going to be the only lap. First lap is going to probably be the fastest. So in a lot of these other cars, it's going to be second lap. But in these next gen cars, it will be first lap. Here comes Jace Crawl across the line here to set his first lap here. In qualifying, we'll see what it is. At 39.9. Good enough for P6 for that 88 machine. And now currently Josh Stoll's your pole sitter. William Mott across the line in that 16 machine. 39.2. Good lap for the 16. I don't know if that's going to count. Fortunately, Zach Saunders. Outside wall. That lap's going to be invalidated. Here comes Andrew Jamelin. Out of turn 3 and 4. Andrew Jamelin at 39.9 for him. And that, I believe. Lost him. No, 39.2. That's the pole sitter for tonight's race for now. Good lap by the 87. Zach Saunders, you see his car parked. We'll continue to look at some cars here. Gavin Tarleton completes that first lap. Oh, this is going to start his first lap. My apologies. 31 Baja Mountain Dew machine. I believe that's what that car is. Take a closer look here. I'm unsure what that car is actually. It's some type of Mountain Dew. Carlton down here in the 3 and 4. He's in the green here. Coming to the line. 31 will run. 39.7. Good enough for P7. Good lap for the 31 machine. Damon Pacheco in the 29 Busch Light machine. Coming down across the line here. 39.5. That's a good lap for him. P4 for that 29 machine. Good lap for that 29. We still have only 19 cars have set a lap here with 53 seconds left in qualifying. We'll go ahead and show your fastest drivers up here on your timing and scoring up here. Let's see if we can win. I mean, I don't think anybody else will have enough time to come out and set a lap here. So a lot of drivers signed not to qualify. So only the top 19 have set a lap, and then 19th on back, 28th to probably, I believe there's 30 cars on track that will start this race. 20th to 30th, not to set a lap here tonight at Auto Club. So as the time comes down, Andrew Jamelin in that 87 machine will take you pole with the 39.23. Josh Stoll's back there in the 99 with the 39.28. So just 5 hundredths off of pole sitter. Tyler Bellinger in the 7. Back there, P4, running out your fast forward. Damon Pacheco, we just saw that lap by the 29 with that 39.5. But as you see the timer coming down here from qualifying, you will start your. We'll see that Andrew Jamelin take goal for tonight's race. Wait on all these drivers to get ready to go for these drivers definitely have a lot of tools in the shed to work with. When it comes to with the rack and pinion steering, you can really change a lot with these cars compared to the trucks and the Infinity and the Arca machines. You have the master cylinders you can adjust the brake bias. Also, master cylinder, which is a little bit different from steering ratio. Obviously, it drives kind of the same, but remember the rack and pinion steering, it just drives differently compared to the Xfinity and the truck, who still have, the normal steering box that you'd see in your normal car, versus here, in these next gen machines who have the rack and pinion steering. It just obviously it drives the car a lot differently than your other NASCAR sanctioned cars. Obviously, the next gen is unique in its own right. So we'll continue to wait on drivers to climb into their virtual machines, and we're ready to get your starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TV. Go ahead and do it. Saw that Andrew Jamelin in that 87 take the pole here with that 39.2. Josh Souls will start outside front row in that number 99 machine. Tyler Bellinger in the 7 will be P3 alongside Damon Pacheco in that 29 machine. Starting P5 is going to be Jim Mott. Good lap for that number 1 machine in Jim. Dak Johnson at 45 going to be outside row 3 in that P6 position. P7, Michael Deitch in that 57 machine alongside Gavin Tarleton in the 31. Joe Wright in the 37 is going to be that P9 position, and rounding out your top 10, Sam Lubers in that 21. Joshua Holt, the 52, alongside Joe Gibbons, going to round out that row 6. Pace Crawl in the 88 RGR machine, back there in P13, with John Connor in the 97, back there in 14th. Carter Kingsley in the 55, alongside Joe Ibarra in the 19, going to round out that row 8. Row 9 is going to consist of James Riley and Virgil Parison in that 15 machine. Quentin Johns in the 13 machine is going to start in P19 alongside Nate Lesko in that 2 machine. Yahir Rodriguez in the 18 alongside Noah Nicholson in that 49 machine. P23, Noah Epsy in the 95 alongside Zach Saunders. North Star regular back there in P24. Javier Zapeta alongside the boss man Corey Mott back there in row 13. Parth Griswold alongside Eric Ogilvy. I know I'm going to butcher that all. Right, it's going to be back there in P28. Bradley Binabos alongside Darren Bowen back there rounding out your top 30. Joseph Yusnuskis alongside David Badika back there rounding out that row 16. Row 17, Chris Drennan alongside Jacob Dawson, and rounding out the rest of your field in that 5 machine is going to be Mason Beschers. The car is parked on pit road, just waiting on everybody to come out here and pit. Obviously, drivers meeting probably going on right now, as we can maybe tune in and see have race audio for tonight. I think they just wrapped up their drivers meeting. We should be getting ready to roll off the pit road here. There comes the pace car. We'll get ready to take a look at your race weather for tonight's race. 65 degrees here from Fontana, with looks like 12-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the south. Partly cloudy here, but obviously night sky tonight. We're not going to be able to see the clouds. So a great night for racing here, as we'll also get it ready to take a look at your track facts presented by Delta Designs. here from Auto Club. Thank you to Delta Designs and all they do for the channel here from Fontana, California. 2 Mile Oval here in Southern California with 14 degrees of banking here in the Torrance and 11 degrees in the Tri-Oval. We're going to get ready to go green here from Fontana. You'll see Andrew Jamelin, Josh Stoles, Tyler Bellinger, and Damian Pacheco lead us to green here from Fontana. Across the line, give it to Andrew Jamelin to lead that first lap. But here comes Josh Stoles in the 99. He's not going to let that 87 get away. It's here comes the 99 from the top lane. Going to try to use that momentum on the top to try to get side by side with 87, but 87 will get up there clear. Drop in front of that 99 once again, but we're side by side here on back here. It looks like the 31, Gavin Tarleton, going to make it side by side with the 29 and David Pacheco. I fall back in line, but still side by side further on back as you start to see some drivers try to work their way through the field here. Pace Crawl going to try to make it 3 wide as he does. That's Michael Deitch in the middle. You see that 88 try to drive through the field here. We know Pace Crawl, one of the more talented drivers in the field, is a little bit of a contact with him and Michael Deitch. Michael's not going to like that move, but here he's going to continue to see that 88 drive through the field. Here comes the 31. He's around. No caution for that 31 machine as he'll try to get that thing straightened back up as we'll continue to look at the racing 4 here in the top 10. Here comes, I believe, the 21 of Sam Lubers. There's a lot of 16 machines, and we were going to get into that, I thought, in pre-race, but we did not get to do that. But here comes Chase Crawl now, looking his way up inside the top 10 as he's going to try to take over that 7th spot away from that 16 machine. Something to talk about while we have the time here. We do get a stage here at lap 30, so that's kind of that lap marker that I think everybody's going to try to be racing for. At lap 30 stage caution. Crawl sits in that P7 position. He's going to sit there and try to continue to make up ground here, but we have some battling further on back. Michael Deitch under attack once again from Joe Wright in that 37 machine. Was going to use that bottom lane to try to get up and clear. Michael Deitch going to use that middle lane, trying to use the momentum off, but not going to be enough. That 16 car will clear once again. Michael Deitch will fall back to P12. 3 wide back here, almost 3 wide. Oh, you see a car sideways. Quentin Johns back here sideways in that 8 machine. Caution will wave. And take a look and see what happened in that 8 machine. Oh, looks like got some help there. That 89 machine, that Reese's Pieces machine. See that 8 make a little bit of contact with the 62, tries to jump up in front of this 89. 89 gets into the right rear, is going to spin that 8 out. 8's trying to save it, just unfortunately comes back up the track, and caution will wave. 5 complete here for Fontana. Now that we get the time to while we're under caution, We see a lot of 16 cars out tonight here from Fontana in this pre-race kind of recruitment race, and obviously everybody who's a racing fan and especially NASCAR fan has heard the unfortunate news that we lost Greg Biffle late last week due to a plane crash, and obviously we see a lot of 16 machines here tonight, and that is due to um, Greg. Greg was such a historic person in the NASCAR industry. Obviously, Truck Series and National Series champion in the sport. 19 Cup wins. Obviously, just a great person off the track. But this is also not only is this a preseason show for these North Star guys. This is a memorial race for Greg. So we're gonna take this out lap here and have a moment of silence for Greg, and we're all praying for his family, everybody involved, any friends and family with Greg. At least up here in the booth, we're praying for you guys and hope for the best. And may Greg rest in peace. And we all appreciate what he's done for the sport, what he's done for the NASCAR community, just for the racing community in general. And everybody is just devastated. But we're gonna have a moment of silence here for Greg. I think that's all Greg would want, with that moment of silence, just to hear these powerful machines just pacing. Just all we hear is the engines of these Gen 7 cars just ripping around. And it's cool that Greg got the opportunity to race one of these next gen cars before he left us. Raced for in that 44 New York racing machine. He tried to, I believe, tried to race his way into the Daytona 500 with New York Racing in that 44 machine. So got the opportunity to race here with these next gen cars. Really got to race every, except for the Gen 1 car, in the 90s, I believe. Got to race every kind of known series of these cars. Drove the Gen 4, drove the COT, drove the Gen 6. Got to drive the next gen. Has driven in the Xfinity and the Truck Series. So cool to see that. But as we see the pace car take a hard left turn back on the pit road, we'll get ready to go green once again here from Fontana. Go jump out of the 87. Jamelin will jump back out to the lead here, but side by side here for P2. Josh Souls under fire from Tyler Bellinger in the 7. That monster machine trying to work that bottom lane. Try to get side by side, but the 99 using the top lane will get clear for that P2 position. Chase Crawl all the way back up here into the P4 position. Chase Crawl, one of your biggest movers, up 9 positions from where he started. Gonna see him try to work his way up to the field. Kind of a 4-car breakaway, but side by side for P5. Nate Lasco under attack from, once again, another Greg Biffle machine. Joe Gibbons has worked his way up to the field, but Nate Lasco Up 15 positions from where he started. I think he might be trying to drive away from the rest of the field here. You see that 16 machine try to catch up to that rear end of the field. You see now Chase Kroll make a move for that P3 position and put him inside a podium position. And when Nicholson back there in the 49, one of your biggest movers as well, up 13 positions. He's sitting back there in P8. Looks like he's got some company though. Sam Lubers in that 16 machine. Trying to make a move underneath that 49. Not going to make it work. Is now the 49 going to try to put some pressure on the number 1 of Jim Mott. Man, I'm very pleasantly surprised to see this run out of Jim. You know, obviously I've never really got the opportunity to call a next gen race here for the North Star / Crown Jewel community. So I don't know, maybe Jim is just really good in the next gen, but I know he's tend to struggle in the trucks and especially in those legacy trucks that we called here with this community. But man, a huge run is maybe a commentator's jinx. The 42 is loose down here out of 2. And I'm sorry, Jim. I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera off you. I don't want to jinx you there. We'll continue to look at some battles. Garth Griswold back here as they're side by side further on back. 16 of Corey Mott trying to drive through the field. Remember, did not set a qualifying time, but was fastest in practice. So we know this 16's got some pace, and now currently up 6 spots from when he started. And it's going to be an uphill battle for this 16 machine because, you know, you can have a really good car, but this dirty air, I mean, you see it. Everybody's just trying to search around to find, you know, any type of clean air to try to get this car to go faster. See Corey up there on the top. You've seen guys everywhere. Middle, top, bottom, just trying to find some clean air here. Is now their middle 3 back there behind them. Oh, little almost contact between the 89 and that 62. He'll go on board with Carter Kingsley here. I mean, he can see all this battling up front here. A bunch of chaos right in front of him. You see them fanning out 3-4 wide to the 45 machine. Zach Johnson go up there, rip the wall. He's actually going to do a 2-for-1 there. And they're still just 3-4 wide, just trying to make any kind of move here. Go back up to the kind of battle for the lead here. A 4-car breakaway. Jamelin, Scholes, Kroll, and Bellinger have kind of started to pull away from the rest of the field here. Noah Nicholson back there in P5, and he's got a little pack of cars here as well. It's Nicholson, Lasco, Zonders, and Joe Gibbons. That 8 machine trying to make up a little 4-car pack, and then everybody else kind of single file behind them, trying to make up some time. Currently, still your biggest mover in the field right now is this 49 machine of Noah Nicholson. Up 16 positions. He's got, you know, the guys behind him are also some of the biggest movers. You have Zach Saunders now. His caution is out. If we can try to find where that caution came from. Oh, they don't even see anybody going slow here. Maybe back here. Was there a wreck back here, maybe? Might have been this 52 machine. We'll see if we can get a replay. We're under pacing here. We can find. Oh, looks like further up ahead here. It looks like maybe on board with. Is the caution had already come out here. We're trying to find where this caution started. I don't see any smoke. I don't really see any wrecking here. Very interesting. Regardless of that, caution is out. We had two cars. We had one car, which was that 52 of Joshua Holt. He towed, and that's why we tried to look at him. But I just think maybe, obviously this is a hosted session. It's not a league session, so we're gonna see that where drivers are gonna just, you know, not want to deal with the cautions and they're gonna leave, or maybe they just don't have the time to run out the whole race and want to come run a few laps and then they're gonna leave. So, that's nothing I'm worried about. But I just for the life of me cannot find where that caution came from. Looks like Nate Lesko came down pit road. Maybe a couple people down pit side, but I'm unsure. Regardless of that, we see the lights off on the pace car. Will we be going green this time by? And now a new front row. Andrew Jamelin, Chase Crawl will take top of the board here. With 19 of 100 complete, going to 20 complete. So we'll almost 1/5 of the way done with this race. And remember, we do have that stage caution at lap 30. We get ready to go green here. And we've seen some ups and downs here. We've seen a lot of movers. We've seen a lot of, really just a lot of movers here. Not a lot of people have dropped a lot of spots. We have seen a lot of guys drive through the field here. And you see the 88 up 11 spots, the 49 up 16, as well as Zach Saunders in the 96. Jacob Dawson in the 6 up 17 spots. And you're starting to see some of the fast guys come through the field here, but you have to worry about, if we get a long run here, those guys who use their stuff up, they're going to start to feel the tire wear. That's something we're going to have to think about if we do go green here for a long run. But unfortunately right now we've got two cautions in the first 20 laps here. We'll see the pace car take a hard left turn once again on the pit road, and we'll hand this race back over to the 87 and Jamelin. It's big ready to go green as we're back in the restart zone. Jamelin with another good start here. Chase Crawl now side by side with Josh Stoles here for the P2 position. Stoles will try to run the bottom lane. We'll see the 88 trying to work the top. We'll still stay side by side as we get down into 1 and 2. Well, we'll let the 99 go here now side by side. The 49 is going to try to take advantage of Tyler Bellinger. Bellinger now side by side with that 49. Here comes Chase Crawl on the bottom, trying to take second place away from the 99. Side by side for P2, side by side for P3. You'll see the 7 clear the 49, but still side by side. The 88 and the 99 will go at it here down here in the 1 and 2. Caution on 1 and once again. like the 6. Jacob Dawson having an issue here. Take a look and see what happened here with the 6 machine. 6 had the, ooh. 6 got tight behind that 16 machine. Jumps up in front of the 45. Yeah, just barely comes down on the 45 right there. And nothing that Zach Johnson really did wrong there. The 6 just up on the wall, just turns down. Fortunately, that 45 is there. He's going to turn the 6 down the front stretch here into the grass. And yeah, that'll definitely be a caution. We do have our race control tonight, Ryan Taft. We love Ryan here in the HVTV booth. But yeah, he'll be calling the shots up there in race control, giving people penalties. Obviously, throwing the yellows. Looks like Dawson was given an EOL penalty for that caution. So he'll be starting from the tail end of the longest line. You'll see him come down and get some damage fixed. And now we do have 4 additional sets of tires here for these drivers. So 5 total sets here for tonight's race. So I mean, we've ran 20 laps here. Obviously we've probably ran about 5 or 6 caution laps, I would say. You drivers decide, maybe if you're in the back, to come down and take some tires, hope for a long run, and maybe you can use those fresher tires to drive through the field here. Do you see everybody come down Pear Road? If you're going to do it stint-wise, you've technically ran enough laps to come down and take tires and be fine all the way. See the leaders decide to stay out on track. Seems like no takers right now, except for some guys who are coming down to take some damage, it looks like. I think this is the right call. I mean, we've ran, what, 15, maybe 15 laps on these tires since we've gone green here from Auto Club. I think it's not really time yet to burn a set. So obviously in the sim you can't, put these back on at the end of the race if you use all your stuff up. There's no scuffed tires sim. So as soon as they come down pit road to get a new set, these tires go away for life. They just go to the abyss, I guess you could say, and you don't get them back. So we got a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and talk to some of you drivers here tonight. Go ahead and talk to Josh Doles. Hey Josh, it's Christian up here in HVTV booth. Got a copy? Well, sitting up here in P2, looks like you got a fast piece underneath you. Now, obviously, we've had a couple of cautions tonight to start this race. What's kind of the game plan here? You have the track position. Kind of what's the goal here until we get to maybe stage 1 here? You take a look at, with the new car, with the dirty air. Obviously you did a good job qualifying up front tonight. Do you think qualifying really will make a difference in, keeping this track position for the rest of the race?
Yeah, track position from the get-go is a huge part of it. Kind of driving up through the field does take a little bit more effort, but if you know what you're doing, like I see like Zach and Noah are up 15 and 17 spots each. So a lot of it is kind of also gambling and getting through wrecks, getting around the squirrels, as I like to call them. But track position has a lot to do with it, and clean air is definitely the name of the game. But it's hard to try and balance clean air and getting the draft right when you need it, because pull up a little bit too soon and your car's tight, or got a guy too close to you on entering, your car's loose. So, but that's name of the game. Everybody, it's not just I'm dealing with it; everybody's dealing with it. So,
Well, that's sounds like a handful to deal with, but get ready to go in. We're gonna drag you back up there. Good luck for the rest of the race.
Thank you.
Josh Stoll's in the 99. He's gonna start outside front row here. You'll see the pace car take a hard left turn back on the pit road. Andrew Jamelin, Josh Stolz, Chase Crawl, and looks like Zach Saunders gonna be that front four. We'll get ready to go back inside the restart zone. Andrew Jamelin with another big jump. Help from Chase Crawl. We get ready to go green here. We'll be going, what, 6 laps to go here in stage 1. Good jump by Crawl. Good jump by Jamelin. Oh, the 99 upset. Oh, man, we just talked to him, too. Josh Stoll's will try to maintain as much track position as he can, but probably a little bit of damage on that 99 machine. They'll start to fan out to get around him. Here comes Carter Kingsley on the bottom. Here comes, looks like the next car. That's the 19 machine of Joe Ibarra. Getting on the 99. Looks like Josh has kind of gone back underneath that car. We'll be sitting back there in P15, but back up here to the battle for the front. 49 under fire. 16 of Zach Saunders uses that top lane to get around, and now the 88 Chase Crawl is going to try to run down your race leader. Andrew Jamelin has led the whole race here. We know Chase Crawl is not just going to sit back there and let him go. Jamelin just gets a good run off from 1 and 2. Lost himself to gap that 88 a little bit. And honestly, if I'm Chase, I'm not really too worried about getting a lead here. We know we're getting a caution in a couple laps. I would just sit back, be content, honestly, winning where you are, and hope, that you can keep the track position, but you'll still continue to see this 87 try to lead laps here. It looks like Jim Mott back there with another slide. He'll drop to the back of the field. See Michael Deitch trying to make a 3-wide move here on the bottom. Trying to work his way up inside the top 5. Michael Deitch up to P6. Michael Deitch will clear those guys, and you'll try to run down the rest of the top 5. Is now Tyler Bellinger, who's made his way back inside the picture. And now instead of a 4-car battle, it'll be a 5-car battle. As Noah Nicholson has started to fall off just a little bit here as he starts to run the top lane. Now here comes Bellinger. You're going to run the bottom. You're going to try to make it side by side in the one. It's out of 1 and 2. Not going to make it happen. So Crawl, here comes Crawl to the bottom here. You ready to end stage 1? Not going to be able to make it work as Jamelin will clear on the top, and here comes the 16 to the line. Zach Saunders will take the spot. Usually here in these Crown Jewel races is at the completion of lap 30, not at lap 30, so Crawl has another chance to maybe run that top lane. Try to get something to work here, but here comes Zach Saunders with a good run on the 87. Caution's out. Andrew Jamelin will win stage 1. Wonder if that was a caution for a wreck. It looks like got a car down pit road here. Oh man, that was for a wreck. That's unfortunate. Zach Saunders had a chance to maybe take that win away from. See what happened here. Oh man, the 19 loose. Comes up, tags the 51. Looks like the 41 also got involved somehow in this. What happened to the 41? 41's early out back here. He's trying to bide his own time here. Take a look at our chopper cam. Obviously, you saw the 19 get loose, get up, and grab the 2 machine here. And what happens to this 41? Oh, man. Just trying to slow down. Overcorrects. I think the 51 might have parked it on the trailer for tonight. Yes, he did. Unfortunate. But just like that, that will end stage 1 under a caution. We'll probably see everybody come down pit side here. Here comes the whole field. As everybody knew that we were going to get a stoppage here on lap 30. Fortunately, it was due to a caution, not due to the end of the stage. But here comes Andrew Jamelin to lead the field down pit road. Remember, Jamelin has his first pit stall, so he's going to be the last person we're going to see here on this camera angle. This will allow Josh Stoles to also sit down here. Probably get some damage fixed from that slide on that restart. Chase Crawl will beat the 87 off pit road. And will not be here later. Nate Lasco had to stay out here. Remember, he pitted, it's like 14 laps ago, so got some fresh-ish tires. I wouldn't imagine he'd come down here just to lead a lap to pit. I mean, this is a non-points, memorial race for Greg. It's cool to see the 16 out here leading the field. Like Nate not going to pit. So he will actually lead us to green. After a kind of a strategy call from the 16 machine to stay out here. You'll see the 2 on the timing and scoring, but obviously we see a lot of 16 machines as the admins had asked, that everybody try to run a Biffle paint. Obviously, this is a memorial race for Greg, family, and the others involved in that horrific incident that happened last week. So it will be a 16 on the car, but a 2 on the timing and scoring. Once again, lights off on the pace car. And a new leader here from Auto Club. Andrew Jamelin led every lap here from the rip of the green flag. But obviously a little bit of a pit strategy from the 16. So Nate Lasco will lead us back to green. Even if Nate didn't decide to stay out, Jamelin would have still not led us back to green here. Chase Crawl, Halle Bellinger, and Zach Saunders beat him off pit road. So that pace car take once again a hard left turn on the pit road. And now the 16, that Chevy front row, will lead us back to green here as we get ready to start stage 2 and the rest of the race here from Auto Club. Nate Lasco with a decent jump here, but Chase Crawl still hanging on the right side of that machine. And try to use that top lane to get around him. And Nate's going to run the bottom. Does Chase have to run off the top to try to maybe cross him over? Not quite, some dirty air. Chase is going to have to lift. Here comes the 7 to Tyler Bellinger. Bellinger getting a push from the 16. And not complete the pass on Chase Crawl, but Crawl held up by the other 16 of Lasco still cannot complete the pass. You'll see if Chase will try to go in this bottom lane and underneath the 16 machine. And the 88 to the bottom. A good exit, and he should be able to clear the 16. Here comes Bellinger now for the P2 spot. Here comes Bellinger for the lead. Eller cannot complete the pass there. Cautioned out once again. Like Jim Mott might have had a spin down here out of 2. Take a look at this 42 machine. Oh, got a little bit of hope from Zach Stoles here. Josh Stoles, my apologies. Yeah. Got just barely, I don't know if he got a little tight. And maybe just overdrove the corner a little bit. But gets into the back end of Jim there. And Josh a little wave here from Auto Club. So Chase Crawl leads his first laps here from Fontana. Something to talk about too. Well, I didn't even mention a pre-race during practice. All not only is this like a pre-season / recruitment race, the winner of this race gets $10. I don't know if it's iRacing credits or if it's like I presume it's probably like just straight up $10. So that's something to race for, I guess, and it's something to keep in the back of your mind that some guys are probably going to try to stick around just for that, right? So the holidays around the corner, you know, you can go buy a little gift for yourself with that $10. Maybe go to, you know, buy yourself a quick bite to eat after the race as a reward for yourself. I'm not sure. Still to see this 88 in this RGR floor racing machine. Well, 37 complete. Fortunately, we haven't really got a chance to get a decent green flag run yet. Good lights off on the pace car. We'll be going green this time by. Pace crawl. Nate Lesko somehow keeps that P2 position away. Tyler Bellinger, Noah Nicholson, Zach Saunders, and Andrew Jamelin will round out that top 6. Dax Johnson, Michael Deitch, Corey Mott, and Garth Griswold. Your top 10, as you'll see the pace car once again take a hard left turn on the pit road. Pace crawl. Nate Lesko, that top 2 Chevy front row once again going back into the Geico restart zone. We'll get ready to go. Green flag here racing you. 39 and now 38 complete from Auto Club. Another great jump by the 88 of Crawl. I'll put Lasco and Bellinger side by side as now the 7 will clear the 16. Just get up there and clear that 16. Get up there and give him that dirty air. That's exactly what you'll see there. Now side by side for P3 is Noah Nicholson trying to make a move on the 7 machine. On the 16 machine, my apologies. Noah Nicholson continues to impress. He's now up 18 positions. Started outside the top 20. Makes a move on the top to get around the 16 machine and to secure that P3 spot. And here comes Nate with those old tires. He's starting to fall back to, now the outside of the top 5 now. Here comes Zach Johnson on the top. Able to make that pass work. Andrew Jamelin trying to negotiate around these guys. Actually lost the spot to Zach Johnson. And you have to think about this. This is the first time that Andrew's been in this dirty air all race. So when he lost that race off pit road, we're going to have to figure out how do we drive this car. Because, I mean, this thing, the handling completely changes as soon as you get out behind someone. So for Andrew, you just got to put your car where others aren't. If everybody's running the top, you run the bottom. You need the clean air to help get that car rotated. See, 45 runs the very top. See the 16 on the bottom. You'll see that 87 run the middle. You'll see him get outside of the 16, trying to make that pass, get back up himself back inside the top 6. Nate Lasco continues to drop through the field with these older tires. Michael Deitch now in tow. Going to try to take advantage of the 16. You see, look who's come through the field here. Corey Mott in that 16 machine. Remember, he was fastest in practice. Did not set a qualifying lap. And has driven himself all the way through the field here, up 15 positions. Now he's going to make around that 57 machine. Now I'm going to try to make a look underneath another 16 car. Or we can make this pass work and get around the 16 with these older tires. He will be the furthest up ahead, I guess, 16 car in the field. Wait, Nate's done honestly a pretty good job holding on to the track position while he could. While he can, I believe. I expected Nate to kind of drop through the field like a rock with how, abrasive Auto Club is and how big Auto Club is. And with 15 extra laps, I mean, that's quite a bit of time, quite a bit of, distance here from Auto Club. I mean, that's 30 miles extra that these tires have ran compared to everybody else. Look at the battle for the lead here. Tyler Bellinger's actually got around to 88 of Chase Crawl. Oh, wow, loose in the back. That's the 16 machine, Zach Johnson. That's Zach Saunders, my apologies. Oh, Corey Mott involved as well. Everybody just not holding the brakes. Wow. Oh, man. And the 99. Oh, there's a couple of wrecks we're going to have to digest here. The first of them starts with Zach Saunders here in the 16 machine. Looks like he lost it out of 4. Sitting up here in the 4th position. But in the top lane. Yeah. I mean, you see right there, when that 49 comes up, gives him the dirty air, he gets up to the wall. I don't know if he tries to yank it off the wall or what, but you see the 16 loose here. Spins it out here. And I want to go with Corey Mott here. So Corey, I presume, probably trying to check up for the wreck. He sees in front of him. Ooh. I was like Michael Deitch might have made contact. Yeah. I mean, Corey just slowing up for the wreck ahead. Caution might have been already out. It's hard to tell. But you see, Michael did just not expect the 16 to be that slow. Just has to yank it to the right. And unfortunately, with these next ones, when you yank it to the right like that, the car likes to self spin. Fortunately, he makes contact with the 16. You have some guys down here who are just unaware of anything. To the 89, come here, no brakes. See, I mean that's pretty bad. See Carter Kingsley checking up for the wreck back there. Some of these guys are just going full bore. Not what you want to see here. The 99 coming back across the track, and that's just bad. So James Riley, it says, in the lead here. I don't know if that is correct here. It'll give Chase Crawl back the lead. The lights are off on the pace car. These guys, yeah, all these guys came down pit road. That makes sense. While we're looking at the wrecks, but he came down pit road, and now James Riley, the 155 with 17 laps on these tires, will lead us back to green as he stays out. And remember, we saw Nate stay out here with around this, give or take, 3 or 4 laps difference on these tires, and he was able to stay in the top 6. So see if James can stay up here. And that's 3,500 I rating. So see if this 155 can keep the track position here. Obviously, I don't think anybody can make it on fuel. So if he can just hold on until everybody comes out pit road, or maybe until we get a caution, maybe in 15 or 20 laps. Gonna be a net gain for this 155, but he just got to hold on to it right now. I don't even think you need to be racing for the lead here. You need to, be racing to keep this track position, because if you stay out here and fall all the way back outside the top 15, then this was all for nothing. Ace car is going to come down pit road once again, and the 155, the 88 Chevy front row once again as we're green. Oh, Chase Crawl off the bumper of the 7 machine. Caution will wave once again. What happened here? Like Chase just comes down a little bit on the 7. 7's there. Ah, man, that's hard to tell right there, actually. Chase definitely comes down first. But then he kind of just holds his line. You can see, if you look at, like, what I'm looking at, everybody in the booth is these lines, the seams. Chase definitely comes down the seam, but then you also see the 7 come up just a little bit there. But for me, that just seems like a racing deal. Chase comes down, 7 comes up, and luckily, I think no one made contact with either of those two. You saw the 7 get a little bit of the outside wall, but yeah, I mean, it just looked like two drivers coming together on the restart, if you ask me. All right there. Looks like, yeah, no Wheel Wells given for that caution. So, looks like our race control decided that it was just a racing deal. Ryan thought it was racing deal, and gonna leave it like that. And with that caution come out, we crossed the threshold here, halfway done with this race. So 50 complete, 50 to go from Auto Club. While we get the opportunity, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break here and let our partners at iRacing talk to you guys for a second.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Apologize that my mic was muted this whole time. So sorry, everybody. I need to figure out a different way to make sure that is on when we're calling these races. But obviously, we saw those two cautions, and they both looked like racing deals to me. So um, looks like both of those cautions didn't get like a penalty for them. So it looked like two racing deals. Chase crawl incident looked like the 7 and 88 came together. The same thing with the 42 and the 155. Looks like those two just kind of came together, trying to go to the same place on the track, and ended up getting those yellows thrown. We have kind of a new cast of crew up front. Zach Johnson and Noah Nicholson is on the front row, but you still see, Chase Crawl and New Jamelin back up there inside the top four. Carter Kingsley has found his way up into the top five, up 7 spots from where he started. Him in that 55 machine. Obviously, we've talked about Chase Crawl and Andrew Jamelin all night. They've been really up inside the top 5 all race. So we'll definitely be a contender here for this win. We'll see the 45, the 49. Toyota Chevy front row is Zach Saunders will lead us back to green with 39 to go. Saunders with a good jump on that restart, getting into 1 and 2, but here comes Andrew Jamelin in that 87. His way back up inside the P3. Carter Kingsley with not the best restart right there. Already starting to get taken advantage of. Here comes Corey Mott back up here inside the top 6. Working out back. Caution will wave once again. Looks like the 16 of Sam Lubers. James Riley once again in the 55 involved. On the 155, just walks it up the track. Unfortunately, gets into the side of the 16. Around they'll go. That's the second incident that's really been at the fault of the 155. We'll go in his cockpit and see if maybe he just drove it in a little bit too deep. Maybe he got a little loose. I just felt like just kind of overdrove the corner a little bit. Fortunately, the 16 was there to, and that's unfortunate. You can definitely tell that these drivers are driving like there's money on the line there. So, fortunately, the 155, probably that one will be a penalty. I will presume so. Cars coming down pit road. Josh Stoles. Still hanging tough. They come down pit road. Continue to get some damage fixed, looks like. I don't know, maybe there's like a lot of damage that he got from hitting the wall there early in the race, and he's just still continuing to try to get it done. Because, I mean, ever since he did that, he has not been a contender at all tonight at Auto Club. Obviously, 37 laps. There's still a decent amount of time for him to try to get up to the field here. Probably needs a little bit of help from the cautions as well, but it's definitely not over for this 99 machine. We have a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and talk to your race leader, Zach Johnson, here in that 45. Hey, Zach, it's Christian up here in HV2 booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, leading the race here late. We've kind of been, I felt like a top 5 car, just fortunately did not uh, really have the luck to get up here towards the lead until now. But walk me, how the track has changed throughout the run here.
Yeah, for me, it hasn't really changed much. I actually haven't even had to make an adjustment yet. But I've been finding a lot of success in the line I've been running, and I think it's especially in 3 and 4, it's unique compared to others when I need to run it, and I've just been finding a lot of success with it. So it's allowed me to kind of avoid dirty air and move up through the field where I don't have to kind of manage that like others have had to all race. But yeah, the track, it's slick on the bottom. It's tight on the top. So it's just kind of trying to find that balance of where's the exact line and then running it consistently.
Yeah, it looks like you guys have about 17 laps on your tires, so probably cannot make it on fuel, I'm gonna guess. Is there like a kind of lap you're looking at? Obviously, you don't have to say it on the broadcast, but is there just a lap time or a lap that you're looking at to maybe come down pit road for that last time?
Um, I don't have one in mind right now, but with these cautions, I got put really close to the number, and with just honestly a little bit of saving, I feel like I feel comfortable that I could make it to the end with a little bit of saving. Especially if I'm third or fourth in line, I can easily save a lap or two and be pretty good. So, yeah, right on the number for fuel now. So, tires feel more than okay. Um, Done a good job keeping the right front alive.
We're getting ready to go green here. We're gonna let you go, but good luck for the rest of the way.
All right, thank you, sir.
We get ready to go back green here. The 45 will lead us back to green here. The 49, Noah Nicholson. P2 back there. And a good jump for the 45, but an even better jump for the 49. They're trying to stay side by side with the race leader. 49 runs that higher line there to try to get to the quarter of the 45. Not going to make it happen. Zach Johnson will take the lead away. Oh, a huge wreck in the back. Corey Mott. The huge hit to the outside wall. That's probably that car's probably done for the night. Take a look at back, see what happened in the 16 car. We're looking at it. We're focusing on the battle for the lead here, and we saw in the background the 16 just go head on into the outside wall. Looks like he just got a little air loose. Did he come down pit road that time? I'm not sure. Oh, he was on that same stint. I think he just got loose on his own. Maybe got a little bit of aero grief from the 97. Maybe. Yeah. I think it was aero grief. Yeah, the 97 was just in that sweet spot. That's something I want to show you guys at home. That's John Connors here. We're gonna look at this hood camera here. And if you look here, at least on the sim in the next gen, you can get someone really loose really easily here. You cannot do this in real life, I don't think. It's kind of like how you could in the old Gen 6 and the old COT days, where if you get right on this quarter, get someone aero loose. You can do this now in the sim, even though it's not really realistic. You see, he just got right to the rear end, and or he just got loose. He just lost it on his own. There's not really a whole lot you can do in these situations. It's just kind of like in real life when someone would get aero loose like this in the Gen 6 or in the COT, even later in the Gen 4. As soon as you get loose like that out of the corner, there's not really a whole lot you can do. Just kind of hold on for dear life. Really, the only thing I feel like you can do is get out of the throttle, try to get out of the way. But unfortunately, just the way this car spun down the track, nothing that Corey could have done there. There was a car beneath him, and when he made that contact with the 7, it kind of just pushed him back up the track. And man, a huge hit for the 16 machine. A couple of guys know where to go. Looks like the Griswold in the 10 and the 31 of someone. Gavin Carlton, nowhere to go. So now this is interesting to look at now. We come back out. Some of your leaders have come down pit road. Some people have decided to stay out. Joe Gibbons, 20 laps, as well as Carter Kingsley, 20 laps on these sets of tires. 20 laps since they've come down pit road. Remember, 45 of Zach Johnson told us that he felt comfortable if he needed to be able to make it all the way to the finish. So maybe so do these guys, and they don't think they need the tires. Then you go back down to P3. Tyler Bellinger, Michael Deitch, and Joe Wright. 8 laps on this stint. James Riley back there in the 155. Sam Lubers, Eric in the 41. All have 5 laps on these stints, and then Noah Nicholson on back. Decided to come down and take fresh Goodyear tires here with 32 to go. So varying strategies here right now. Obviously, I feel like there's 2 big ones. Obviously, these 2 leaders who have stayed out for 20 laps. I would put the 9-lap and the 5-lap old tires kind of on the same strategy. I mean, they're only 4 laps apart. And then you have the guys with freshies who just came down pit road. And if I'm the leaders and stuff, I'm a little worried because the first driver on fresh tires is back there in P10. That's Zach Johnson in the 45. He's right there. We can get a camera on this car. Right there. Fifth on the top. There's not a lot of cars separating the leaders from these guys on fresh tires. And honestly, I'm going to even talk about like Tyler Bellinger, right? I mean, they only have now going to be, I would say, what, 5-lap green tires on these versus 20 laps for the 8 and the 55. So I'm interested to see what Joe and Carter can do here with these older tires. Can they hold on? We'll see 2 new leaders up front. Ford Chevy front row. Gibbons and Kingsley will lead us back to the green, going to 31 to go. We got to go back into the restart zone. The 8 will lead us back. Carter with a good jump there. Not enough to get side by side with the leader here. He's going to get side by side with the 7. Is Bellinger going to try to take this P2 spot away from the 55. We're going to drop down low clear. He's going to try to take the lead here, going down into 3 and 4. Carter Kingsley on the bottom. Joe Gibbons on the top. Gibbons with the run. He'll clear once again. Carter will fall back to P2. And Carter's got to be smart with these if he wants to go back and race for this lead. And Bellinger on the bottom, going to drive it in there down into 1 and 2 and try to clear this 55 as he will with those fresher tires. Now Bellinger has to set his sights on your race leader. He's trying to run down Joe Gibbons there in that 8 machine. Seen Bellinger take the bottom. He will once again. Eight's doing a good job defending on that top lane. Bellinger still cannot get there. Will Bellinger clear this time? He will. See him start the pull ways. Oh, it's caution. The caution will wave. The 49 hooked down the front stretch. What happened? Oh, man. Hard to see, kind of. Let's see if we can get a different camera angle. So you see the 57. He's going to get up here in front of this 37 of Joe Wright. I think the 49 was just kind of like blindly following him. And unfortunately, there's a car up there. And he's going to come up. Ooh, shoo. Andrew Jamelin close. Going to grab the 97. And Chase Crawl, man, in the 88. Nowhere for him to go. I'm on board with this 88 machine. Wow, what a save. I thought Chase Crawl was in that wreck. And Coin Mott looks like got another meatball. Oh, man, there goes the engine on that machine. I think Corey was just sitting there from earlier. So Chase Crawl will come down and take another set of tires. And that might be his last set. These drivers got 4 extra sets of tires on top of the ones that they started with, so I'd really love to talk to Carter Kingsley, but unfortunately he's not in the Discord. For us to grab, so I'm still surprised to see that Carter did not come down pit road this time because we only got 25 laps. Unless he's got something up his sleeve. I mean, he definitely needs a caution. On top of that, he needs some type of run to get him back up to the front. Luckily, only 16 cars on the track. So when he does decide to come down and take those fresh Goodyear tires, he doesn't have a lot of cars to drive through. But the question is do other people have tires that will go down with Carter if he ever does decide to come down? Because if that's the case, then it might be game over already for that 55 machine. Now, I will say this. If he can time it to where he can keep this track position, he can drag everybody back down pit road with him, then he might be in a good spot. But until now, I just firmly don't believe that he's in a good spot right now. If we go green, I mean, there's nothing he can do but just kind of hold on. So see the lights off on the pace car once again. You'll see the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. Tyler Bellinger, Carter Kingsley, Ford, Chevy, front row. You see a Toyota, Chevy lock out for that fast four. Tyler Bellinger will lead us back to green here with 25 to go. Bellinger with a great jump on the 55. The 55 will try to jump, duck down there. He will. He'll clear. He'll keep that P2 spot away from Zach Johnson. But Zach has talked about already. He found a line that he likes. Now side by side for P2. Zach's got to, if he's going to try to pass this 55, he's got to do it quick. If not, Tyler Bellinger is going to continue to maybe pull away from the field here. Carter Kingsley trying to fight tough there on the bottom lane, trying to keep up with the 7 machine. Ooh, is going to push really wide though. Here comes the 45 of Zach Johnson. Here comes the 87 of Jamelin. 3 wide here for P2. Jamelin's going to go down to the bottom, drive it in down there. But remember, Zach Johnson, I think, has been the best car on the top lane here. Oh, the 57. Going to use up the 55 there, Michael Deitch. But I know you're on oldie tires, and I'm not gonna be patient. The 31 going after the 55. Andrew Jamelin will sit back there in P3. Cannot make the pass on the 45, and we'll have to figure something else out. His caution's out once again. Like the 37 of Joe Wright involved in this one. Here's Joe in the 37, middle of 3. Oh man. Hey, Scrawl. Aggressive trying to get back to the front. Unfortunately, catches the left rear corner of that Ford Krispy Kreme machine. Back and take a look at that one more time. Right on board with the 88. Yeah. Not really anything else different. I mean, just drives it in. I assume Chase expected it to stick down there with the fresh tires. Unfortunately, it did not. Walks it up the track, gets into the back of the 37. And then just with the contact that happened with that 37 machine, after the initial contact, it just kind of spins the 37 out. So, fortunate for Joe. We'll go back under pacing once again. Carter Kingsley down pit road. Finally going to decide to bite the bullet. 32 laps on those tires. He's going to come down pit side. And others back down pit road to get damage fixed on those cars. The 155, we've seen him in a slurry of wrecks, and in the 49 back here. Somehow still on the lead lap. Noah Nicholson still has a lot of damage with that front end. He's the one who needs these cautions to continue to try to get this car fixed. See him down back pit road. I do see the red lights on this right side. On the right side, you'll see him pop them now. I would assume that pit road would mean that would mean pit road closed. You'll see him come down and continue to service that machine. Just like that, we've hit that last 5th mark. Plenty to go here from Auto Club. Now bring it back 200. Memorial race for Greg Biffle. Been so fun to see all these 16, all these Biffle schemes, all these Biffle throwbacks. Winning tonight. Unfortunately, not a lot of them are left, but still do have the 55 with the 16 on the hood. We have the 8 with a 16 scheme, and we still have back there Sam Lubers with the Wii machine on. The herd is starting to thin here with 20 to go. Only 17 cars on the lead lap. We had 32 show up. So that's how Auto Club is going to work here, you know. Auto Club is not an easy track, especially when you're racing hard like these guys have been all race. This car take a hard left turn. Once again, we'll have a Ford Toyota front row. I think that's the first time we've had that this race. Is Bellinger lead us to green with 19 to go. Great start by the 7 machinist. He's going to try to pull out here. Andrew Jamelin on the bottom. Try to make a run at the 45 here for that P2 position, but that 45 is just so good running that top lane. And that 45 will have a good run down the backstretch. Continue to run this top lane. No one else has been doing it. Might make some headway here to the 7 machine. That's the thing though. The 45 is so good on the top. The 7 has been just as good on the bottom lane. You'll see them. They'll close right back, right about even where they were when they entered the corner. Here comes the 45 once again, ripping that wall. Might have a run here. I really think that the top has the advantage in 1 and 2, but the bottom has the advantage in 3 and 4. And unfortunately, the 45 wants to get to him. If it is to the line, that 7's going to have the advantage because it's just a little bit quicker. That bottom is quicker in 3 and 4, and that's where the start-finish line is at, out of 3 and 4. So 45's going to have to try something different here to get back to the 7. Give him a shot. Not only that, he's got Andrew Jamelin breathing down his neck if he makes a mistake. Unable to get to anybody quite yet. We do have some battling back here. Chase Crawl trying to drive through the field once again, side by side with John Connor. Not going to be able to make this pass work. John's going to have to run off the top. Clear back up. Here comes the 37 with the run off the top. We know these two have already gotten to it a couple times a day. Go right. Looking to get around him on the top. Chase Crawl, one of your fastest drivers, starting to get through some spots here late in the race. Carter Kingsley back inside the top 10. He does have the freshest tires in the field. Can he use them with these last 15 laps to try to drive through the field? Andrew Jamelin making a run at the P2 position now. The 45 starting to back up to this 87. that 45 once again, going to that top lane. 87 using the bottom. Chamberlain is starting to make some headway, though. See, the issue with that 45 on that line is it just really does burn off the tires a lot more than the bottom lane does. Might be a little bit quicker, and he's doing a great job defending. And unfortunately, the tires are going to start to wind up there. Chamberlain might have used a little bit of stuff up there trying to get around as well. Carter Kingsley back up to P8, gets around Michael Deitch. Deitch going to try to make a move here, though. Or needs to go up there, shut off that dirty air. He does. Remember, he's starting to get single file. And now Carter, one of the fastest cars on track, only within a 10th, within a 100th of your race leader. So Carter with those fresh tires, starting to drive through the field. Can he get up to maybe, inside the top 5? We'll see. 10 to go here from Auto Club. The battle brewing for the P4 position. Josh Stoltz. Where did he come from? Remember, he got a lot of damage from, him getting loose on the outside wall. Now he's driven his way back up here inside the top 5. Josh has some of the freshest tires in the field right now. 16 to 24, and Tyler Bellinger with 32 laps on these tires. Carter Kingsley, he's driving through the field. He's matching lap times with your race leader right now. I don't know, maybe he was saving or what, but he might have saved a little bit too much. 9 to go now, 8 to go here from Auto Club. That last time by, he was faster than your race leader. Already started the planner off there, though. Trying to go down some of these guys in front, though. Go back up to Tyler Bellinger. He's continuing to pull away from the rest of the field here. Almost a 1.5-second gap. Back to Zach Johnson. Andrew Jamlin has cooled it off as well. He's actually starting to get ran down by Josh Stoltz. A 40.2 to a 39.9. The Jamlin used his stuff up a little bit too much too early. Jamlin is backing up to these guys behind him in a hurry. Carter Kingsley moving for 6th. He's put the nitrous on that thing now. That 55 HPTV machine is on a roll. Oh, it's gonna drive it into the corner though. But gives Carter the room. Carter into the outside wall. Gonna be clear here. Gonna battle up here for the P3 spot. Damlin trying to hold on here. Oh, the 31 loose. Caution. Caution will wave here with 4 to go. Oh, and there's the 97 around as well. John Connor. That's probably what the caution was for. John gets the outside wall and just overcorrects, spins the car out right there on the apron. That's what the caution was for. I was surprised to see the caution out when I saw that 31 there, but yeah. 97 stopped in the middle of the tri-oval here. That's definitely going to negate a caution here, and that's going to kind of change everything here. Do you see guys come down Pay Road? Do you see guys stay out? A cat and mouse of what do you do? I think Carter, I'll eat my words here in the booth. Carter's in the best spot right now with how he's been able to drive through the field here. If they stay out, he has by far the freshest tires, and he is the fastest car. Now he needs to use that speed and get up and go. But if everybody pits, I presume he probably has a set of tires in there. He can just pit with everybody else and be on a level playing field, and hopefully he can just hold on and get a good finish for himself. Andrew Jamelin really needed that caution. He was backing up in a hurry to the rest of the field here, so I imagine he might come down pit road. I mean, we'll see who pits and who doesn't. I mean, it's a green-white checkered. Wow, Carter stays out. And you got to do something different, I guess. Carter, Joe Gibbons, Joe Wright will stay out. We'll be going into NASCAR overtime. I'm unsure how many overtime finishes they have or allowed to have, if they have it posted in here rules. Someone in the chat could tell me how many green white checkers we have, because it's not posted in the track notes. Tyler Bellinger. Actually, Andrew Jamelin comes out here in front. I presume he took 2 tires. Honestly, that's probably the way you need to go here. So smart by the 87 to jump a couple spots. He'll jump up to P5. We'll jump down to P5, actually. And Carter Kingsley, Joe Gibbons, Joe Wright, Josh Stoles. The fast four who decided to stay out here. Wait a second. Oh, Josh Stoles pit. He must have taken 2 tires. So your top 3 are the people who stayed out. Joe Wright, Joe Gibbons, Carter Kingsley, who's your race leader. Josh Stoles might be in the catbird seat here. First car on fresher tires. and in that second row, right? Everybody else has to go through another row, has to get through that second row to get potentially to you two leaders. But Josh Stoll's right there in that 99, is in the second row. If he gets a good restart, he can get around that 37. He's got a shot. Carter Kingsley needs to have the restart of his life, and he needs to take off. He's got 20 now. Yeah, 20 laps on these tires. So versus freshies, right? And the one thing I'll say this is that I haven't seen a single driver warm up those tires to try to get those things up to temp for this restart. I see the 31 tire warming up the tires a little bit. These tires are not going to want to go. They're not going to want to turn with the cold tires here. In this next gen, they're not going to want to go for this first lap. So Carter needs to get away and get away quick with these warmer tires. Get the power down, get away, and try to just hold on here. He's got Joe Gibbons. He's got Joe Wright back there who can hopefully buffer them out. Because you know that this is for a podium spot. They're not going to just pull over for these guys. Here we go. Green and white checkered. Here comes Carter Kingsley. He's going to put the power down and take us back to NASCAR overtime. Saw Josh Stoll try to peek out around that 16 machine. Not going to make it happen. Josh Stoll's going to look 3 wide as he will. Like I said, those cold tires cannot get it down, but here comes the 8. Now 3 wide for P3s. Oh, they're beating and banging back there. Joe Wright been able to keep P2. Joe Gibbons been able to keep P3. Josh Stoll's the first guy on those fresh tires. And he is not anywhere within range. As Carter Kingsley takes the white flag. White flag in the air for the bring it back 200 for Carter Kingsley. Half a second gap back to P2. Joe Wright. Tyler Bellinger now puts himself into the P3 spot. Carter out of 1 and 2 for the final time. Just needs to bring it back home. And he'll get himself a win. Not only that, he'll pick himself up a little $10 paycheck. 55 and a 3 and 4 for the final time. The turn 4, Carter Kingsley is going to win the preseason race, and he's going to win the Bring It Back 200. What a drive, and what a win. Joe Wright P2, Tyler Bellinger P3. And what a win for this young man. Carter's a great kid, fast driver. Put himself in a spot to come out here and win this race. You know, I questioned him staying out on those old tires, but he got it done. See a gentle bump from Chase Grawl there. Competitor that Carter races with a lot. And you see this 55 burn it down here on the front stretch. Got some company, Garth Griswold down there. There it is. Carter Kingsley, winner of the Bring It Back 200. We'll be right back after a commercial break. We'll let our partners over at iRacing talk to you guys, and we'll get ready to talk to your top 3 finishers here for tonight's race and get your post-race show ready to go. But we'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll talk to your top 3 after forward.
Racing.
Welcome back to the North Star preseason race, the Bring It Back 200 Memorial Race for Greg Biffle. Obviously, we've talked a bunch about Greg and how much he's meant to the sport and everything else, but I'm going to talk to your top three finishers here tonight from Auto Club here. And I mean, you know, obviously we know Carter very well on the channel, but what to talk about an introduction to the North Star, racing league here. Carter's never raced here. Saw the hosted, decided to join, but let's go and talk to him. Hey Carter, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up, Christian?
Well, really, I wouldn't say a surprise winner, but definitely kind of came out of nowhere there. Had the fresher tires at the end there. Decided to take a gamble on yourself there. Stay out with those 15-lap old tires while everybody came down pit road. But walk us through your race. Walk us through that decision-making at the end there that gets yourself into victory lane.
Yeah, so I did this race on the fixed setup, so I really didn't know how it was gonna go for me. I was just stuck in the back and near around I'd say like 20 to go. I was like kind of figuring out really how to run, like get a good run off of 1 and 2 just by like running that mid lane. And I had pitted the last caution before the long run. So I had the newest tires out of everyone out there. So I was like, okay, my car feels terrible whenever I'm like on new tires and I'm restarting. It like plowed tight and I would always lose positions. But like usually with used tires on like restarts, it felt fine. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just stay out, try to get like the a big jump on them, go as soon as I can, and then see if I could just hold on, and it ended up working. So now we're in victory lane, popping champagne for HVTV.
Obviously, not only a good win for you, but kind of a breakout win here. Obviously, a recruitment race here for the North Star Cup Series or the North Star Racing League, really. Not only the Cup Series, but the Truck Series. Is this, maybe something that you'd be interested in wanting to do down the line?
Possibly. If it's an open setup, usually probably not. I'm more of like a fixed setup guy, but I wouldn't say it's out of the picture. It's fun racing these guys. They're pretty clean.
Obviously, these North Star guys, super clean. We've been working with them for a long time here. But, not only, coming out here winning the race, you get $10 richer here with that prize pool that we get. But also, we have to talk about it, a memorial race for Greg Biffle. Obviously, a lot of, you know, tear shed and everything else. And obviously, we see the 16 on your front bumper. Obviously, everybody's taking a little bit different. What did Greg mean to you? And like throughout the years of just watching NASCAR, I know, you were kind of a late bloomer when it came to watching NASCAR, but obviously, everybody knew who Greg was, and how did he, reflect to you?
Well, yeah, I started watching 2020 Daytona 500 was my first race, so I had never really seen the Biff run, and I honestly didn't know much about him until I like watched Cletus's videos, and like especially with like the RV challenge, and it's like, man, this guy's awesome. Like for being like an old retired NASCAR dude, he's like hanging out with Cletus and these guys. He's just like chill with anything, and it was like, man, I love the Biff, stiff for the Biff. And then it's just like that happened, and I was just so depressed for like the whole day because it's like he's like one of the coolest like personalities, guys. I mean, he just seemed great, and especially with watching Cleet's new video with him going over his relationship with Greg and all the stuff Greg has done. It was the first time I'd cried in a long time, so. It was especially with his whole family. I mean, I just can't. It still just doesn't feel real to me, and I don't even know. It's just really, really sad. But yeah, Greg is definitely a big inspiration.
Yeah, definitely heartfelt for Greg and all of his family here. But once again, congratulations on this win. Obviously, racing for Greg. You see the 16 on the hood. But before we let you go, is there anybody you want to shout out here for your breakout win here tonight at Auto Club?
A few of the RGR guys I was racing with, Chase and Andrew. Always great to race with them. We were in a VC together doing all this stuff. Yeah, just shout out to them. and to the Bean Team and HBTV. Thank you for broadcasting, Christian.
We definitely appreciate the kind words up here in the booth, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you drag you back and continue to pour that champagne and continue to celebrate. But once again, congratulations on your first win here in the North Star Racing Series.
Thank you very much, Christian. I'll see you later.
How's your race winner? Carter Kingsley in that 55 machine, man. What a win for that young man. And we will go ahead and talk to Joe right here and the 37 P2 finisher. Hey Joe, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. Got a copy?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well myself. But a P2 finish for you. Honestly, an up and down day for you and this 37 team. Obviously, got caught up in a couple wrecks, but obviously, we saw there at the end had a little bit of a gamble for a strategy call there, and somehow made it work. So just walk us through your race. Walk us how you got up here in
Uh,
this podium.
Man, to be 1,000 with you, just showed up to the track. It's been a minute. Felt like some good seat time would be now in the off season to try and get back in the swing of things. The race started off decent. I avoided a lot of the mistakes that was around me. With very little, actually no damage up until the last low caution where I got spun. The team did a great job getting those back on. And the only reason why it wasn't really a gamble for a strategy call was because that was my last set of tires, regardless. So going into the pits would have served me no purpose aside from everybody looking at us and recreating the R. Kelly in the closet video, staring at each other
Yep.
constantly.
Well, looking back at talking to some other people, I expected maybe the track to change a little bit, but obviously, I feel like when you go in the night, I feel like then that the dynamics of the track usually go away there. Is that something that you kind of felt throughout the race as well?
I'm to be 100% with you. I'm used to it. I've prior to uh, last season, I did a lot of testing and endurance racing. So that night shift over the track kind of stays consistent at a certain temperature. Whatever grip that you have, that's the grip that you're going to have. It's not going to fall off, and it's not going to gain until the sun comes back out. So
Yeah, we
it
definitely.
wasn't really. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we definitely saw that. And going back to, obviously you talked about not having tires at the end, but do you think that just having the warmer tires is what really gave you that advantage on the restart? We saw, you know, I assumed that there was a chance that you guys were going to get ran over there, but I felt like the cold tires is just really what kind of held those guys back there and allowed you to kind of hold on there to P2.
Yeah, I feel like that was it too. I think everything was all right. In order for that little heat cycle, it was a little bit of a late heat cycle in the run for me at least because I couldn't even tell you. I think it was lap 70 something I pitted. So I mean, I only had like 20 some odd laps on the tires, so I felt confident in being able to just stay out there and whatever would happen, I could probably defend decently enough to maybe lose a position or two. But obviously, it worked out to where I pretty much gained a position.
Well, he definitely did a good job of, defending, I mean, honestly, just keeping the car clean because it seemed like that those guys were just battling out enough that allowed you and Carter to get away and hold on to those 1-2 positions. So, congratulations on the second place finish. But before we let you go, is there anybody you want to shout out here for this podium finish tonight in this preseason race?
Man, shout out to the league owner Corey Mott for putting this together. As always, shout out to everybody that showed up tonight. Shout out to you for doing your job up there. Shout out to everybody that watched. Shout out to the crew, of course. Shout out to everybody that helped with a little bit of the setups because we was missing some springs when we showed up. I don't know how we missed it on the truck, but a couple of teams stepped out and helped us out with that.
Well, we appreciate you taking some time to come up here and talk to us in the broadcast booth. And once again, congratulations on this P2 finish.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a great one.
Yep, you too. Thanks. That was your P2 finisher, Joe Wright. And let's go ahead and talk to him. I thought maybe he was your favorite to win tonight, but he's going to come home with a P3 finish. Let's go ahead and talk to Tyler. Hey, Tyler, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, oh man, seemed like you had probably a top 2, top 3 car all race tonight, but fortunately, some people decide to stay out, gamble with the tires. You decide to come in, take the freshies, and fortunately, just looked like you just couldn't get back up to the front there. But walk us through that you raced in from your perspective, and walk us through, what you could have maybe done differently on that restart.
Yeah, the car was good all night. Definitely felt like I was the top two. I was able to run that bottom line a little better than most of the guys around me. Zach was pointing that out when he tried to run me down, especially in 3 and 4. I could run that bottom really well. Uh, got caught up with the 88 on a restart. I don't know. He just turned down in front of me. It seemed like I don't know what happened there. So I had about a minute of damage I had to fix and drive back up through the field. And then once I got back up there, I was gone, man. I had over a 2 second lead when that stupid yellow flag came out, and it's not much you can do. And when you're the leader, it's like you're a sitting duck. You either pit and everybody stays out, or you don't pit and everybody pits. So I was like, well, I'd rather be aggressive than not aggressive. So I didn't want to be on defense. So I went ahead and pit, and I might have still gotten there, but Joe Gibbons just did not go on the restart and just stacked up that outside lane, and just not enough time to get back up there. But car was super fast. I'm definitely proud of how I drove tonight, and just can't control everything.
Exactly. Just didn't seem like it was. But looking at that long run, and we pointed out on the broadcast how it looked like you were the best on that bottom lane, and fortunately, um, with that caution coming out late there, but also looking at that incident with Chase crawling that 88, looked like he came down, looked like you came up just a smidge and just a racing deal, but um, still able to come home with a P3. Obviously, it seemed like you had the best long run car, but fortunately tonight it didn't come down to a long run. So, but before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight for this P3 finish tonight?
No, I don't got no sponsors or nothing. Just out there doing the best I can do to try to bring home a dub. Um, Definitely happy with the long run speed. That run where if that caution didn't come out, I was actually on older tires by like 3 or 4 laps too, on Zach and the guys behind me, and I was still able to pull out. So that's encouraging. When we go there this season, I'll definitely feel good about it.
Exactly. So a good momentum boost and a good, just overall, good speed going into the actual season here in the Cup Series on Mondays or Tuesdays, I believe. So, a good swing to start off the season. But once again, congratulations on this podium finish, and hopefully we can talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.
That was Tyler Bellinger. I understand being a little upset with not a win here. He was by far, a top two car. Just wasn't meant to be for that. 17 tonight, strategy call. Put the two in front of him in front for a reason. So, but still an impressive race for that 7 machine, Tyler Bellinger. I look forward to watching what he can do in the Cup Series this season. Obviously, we'll be covering the trucks. So if he ever decides to come down to trucks, I'd love to talk to him some more. But like that, um, still a good run for that 7 machine. But we'll go ahead and go through your unofficial race results here from tonight at Auto Club for the Bring It Back 200. Obviously, we talked to Carter Kingsley, who brought it home here at Auto Club, sitting in victory lane right now. Joe Wright with a good recovery back up to P2. Tyler Bellinger, P3. Josh Stolz recovers to a P4 after having a huge mistake early in the race. Getting that damage fixed, driving back through the field to a P4 finish. Chase Crawl, P5, had a good run for him. He was up inside the top 5 for most of the race tonight as well. P6 will go to Andrew Jamelin. Also had a good car, led a couple laps tonight. Joe Gibbons, P7. Zach Johnson, P8. Michael Deitch will round out P9, and rounding out the top 10 will be Gavin Arlton in that 31 machine. So naturally, outside the top 10, we'll see Garth Griswold back there in P11. Sam Lubers in the 21, P12. Eric Agalvi, P13 in that 41 machine. John Connor, P14. Noah Nicholas, P15. He had a really strong car tonight as well. Just unfortunately, not the race for him as well. Jim Mott, P16. James Riley in that 155, P17. He had a rough night tonight. Corey Mott, P18. He had a fast car tonight, but out early. Nate Lasco, P19. And Joe Ibera back there running at your top 20. P21 is going to go to Virgil Parrotman at 15 machine. Trent Johns is going to be P22. Zach Saunders, another quick driver tonight, out early in that P22 position. Joseph Jasanaskis back there in P24. Chris Drennan back there in P25, rounding out your top 25. Jacob Dawson, 6. Joshua Holton at 52 going to be P7. Damon Pacheco back there in P28. Yair Rodriguez, I don't even think started the race back there in 29th. Jonah Epsy, P30. Running after field tonight will be Javier Zapata, Bradley Bonobos, Drew Bowen, David Padika, and Mason Beschers running out the rest of the field. But I mean, what a race! What I mean, what a race! I mean, that's all I could say. Obviously, we're racing for Greg tonight. And once again, prayers out to Greg and all his family tonight. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead commentator for tonight's race here for the Get It Back 200. We'll be back here soon at the beginning of the new year, as we will be covering the North Star Truck Series here. So we'll be covering their whole season, as they will be going off of the Craftsman Truck Series schedule, probably a shortened version, just like the VRS Truck Series that we did here with these guys just this last year. And I appreciate everybody coming out, watching the broadcast. If you don't mind dropping a like on the YouTube broadcast, sharing it with friends and family, I'd really appreciate it. We are a young broadcasting network, just trying to get their feet wet and trying to get their foot in the door. If you guys are interested in any broadcasting needs, make sure to email us over at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com for anything you need, whether it's a broadcast, whether you're interested in joining the broadcast booth, whether it's for production or for commentary. If you're a graphic designer looking for some work or maybe some opportunities to get some eyeballs on you, you can also email us there for any graphic design work that you guys are wanting to work with us with. But lastly, and if you guys haven't hit that subscribe button over on the High Velocity TV YouTube page, I'd really appreciate it. And appreciate everybody coming back out and watching the broadcast. And once again, my name is Christian Delgado. Hope everybody has a great rest of your week. Enjoy the holidays, and we'll see you guys back here after the new year for some more racing. Everybody has a great rest of the night. See you guys soon.